All right, good afternoon, traders. Thank you for being here. My name is John Kerrigan. I'm filling in for Rick. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. It's mainly a day trading service. I trade a lot of options, mostly SPY options. I'm not against trading the Qs or the Dow or the Russell, but mostly I trade index options. I'm not very good at trading security options unless it's like something like Amazon or Google or Meta. One of the big boys, I can trade those with pretty good accuracy, but all in all, I kind of stick to the SPY because it's kind of been my baby for like the last 2 years. It's also been my bread and butter. Hey, good morning, Ed. Hey, Cassie. So yeah, I'm filling in for Rick. Rick's out today, so I'm gonna fill in. It'll be a change of things, a little change of scenery. All right, and you guys can get an idea of what I do and how I do it. And last Tuesday we did. No, it was Thursday. We did a members webinar, and we talked about getting ready for the new year. Okay, so I just want to touch base on something that's like highly related to getting ready for the new year. Like, we all want to improve our trading, and I think we all could do a better job with money management. All right, maybe position management. Make that would be a great goal this year for those of you that trade as an income. Is getting money, have your money management down. In other words, you're not risking too much. You don't want to risk more than 5%, 2% per trade. You don't, because you start risking 20, 30%, you blow up your account. All right. Now, you define risk as the distance between your stop, okay, and where price is current and your position. All right. As soon as you get the opportunity to move your stop up, I mean, that's an excellent opportunity to reduce your risk. And that's part of money management. And you're never going to get away with it. As long as you're a trader, as long as you're head of household or even partner head of household, you're never going to get away from money management. It's going to be a constant in your life. And especially if you're going to be a trader, this is something you need to fully comprehend and fully understand, because if you don't, the market has no problem teaching you a lesson, and we don't want to learn the lesson the hard way from the market. Okay, it's best to learn it from maybe like an advisor, an instructor, or someone who does this for a living. That would be a much easier path than having the market teach you money management, because it's very painful when the market teaches you money management. No, don't do that again. You understand what I'm saying? So it can be rough on you. All right. So I think it's an area for every trader to improve on, is money management. And I think we should all make that a goal this year. Not to exercise too much liberty with our trades, and there'll be time to do that. But once we build up our accounts and we're up, we've got a couple of monthly goals under our belt, and within a few weeks or something like that, then we can exercise a little bit of liberty then. But still, you want to be cautious. You definitely don't want to lose it. All right. But money management is going to be Probably one of the best things to, as a goal to focus on this year is money management, trade management. Where you're going to put your stop, where you're going to take your profit, where you're going to, how you're going to manage that trade as it goes up or as it goes against you. All right. A lot of people don't want to see anybody in here blow up your account. All right. If you find yourself losing consistently, I can't urge you enough to stop trading. Go get some help. Switch to a paper account. Learn how to grow that paper account first, and then slowly introduce real money back into the successful formula that you made money with on paper. Okay, and it just makes sense, to flip to paper until you've got this down, and you can grow that paper account. And then you flip back to, real money, just using little bits, introduce little bits at a time. All right. You don't have to put the whole IRA in there. All right. Just little bits at a time, get that to grow. Make sure you've got a plan. That's another thing, is having a solid trading plan. All right. Have a plan that works. I'll share with you my plan. All right. I come in every morning and I establish a zone or an area where the market tells me this is an important area, and I call that my pivot. Now, yesterday, all right, I can see that there was a lot of price movement around this number right here. I'm going to put the line in, and you can do this yourself. You don't have to depend on me, but I feel honored if you did. Either way, all right, I can see price action going up here. See how it bounces up there? It bounces up there not once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. All right, that's telling me that's resistance. Now market climbs on top and pulls back and tests this area. So my pivot, all right, this morning was 589.80. Now, it didn't come into play this morning because we had such a bullish gap, all right? But if you notice on Friday's price action, here's the clue that we're going to be bullish, all right? The fact that we have a bullish gap right here, okay? And the bears once, twice, 3 times. The opening candle, we can definitely fill the gap. There's one time. And then here's a valley between the 2 peaks right here. That could have filled the gap. So 1, 2, 3 times we failed to fill the gap. And you can see the tails, and I call the tails is that line that extends below the body, okay, on your candles. And the wicks for me is everything on top of the body, okay? So you can see the tails all in the same location right here, right at 587.53, okay? But price climbs up and gets on top of VWAP, and look how VWAP holds price. It kind of catches, all right? Like you hold your hands together right out in front of you, and it kind of catches price as price comes back. There's the catch right on VWAP. And while I was trading this, I was talking in the room and I was telling traders, this is nice, this is good, I like it, but I think we're going to have a chop day unless, okay, we can get price to run away from VWAP, okay? See, that's bullish. See, now when we can get price to run away from VWAP, that is the ideal scenario. If you can't get price to run away, it's a good clue that you're probably going to get a chop day. All right? If you can't get price to run away from VWAP, either to the upside or the downside, and I'm just talking about regular VWAP, not any of my anchored VWAPs, okay? That's a clue. When you can get price to move, you're probably going to have a really good day, all right, for the bulls. And you can see we traded this up, and I think I made $1,700 on this. Now, we were in it, all right, granted, almost all day, okay, because we were in it all through this, all right, since basically 10 o'clock until, well, price crossed right here. All right, right about 3:10, 3 o'clock right there. Little 3 o'clock reversal right there. And you can see on the 10-minute chart, here's a 10-minute chart. Here's where price kind of crosses down through right about 320, right about that area right there. So you have a nice 10-minute uptrend all the way up. Now, when I trade green erases red. Okay, that's my formula for entry. Okay, if price is moving fast, occasionally I will have to hit the ask if I want in on a particular product. Occasionally, but I don't go like all full size on it. All right, because you get slippage, and you think you're getting in at 475. And, you definitely don't want to buy 20 contracts, find out you got filled at 495, because that can ruin your cost basis and ruin your day. It causes you a lot of anxiety too, because you have to sit through it much longer than you prepared for or hoped for, okay, for it to get positive and so you can move your stop up. All right, so I do a little bit. I do little increments, and I start. And usually at where green erases red, there'll be some fluctuation. All right, like you notice here, we were just about to erase the red on this candle. You can see that little nub of a wick that comes out over it, and then you can see here's the pullback right there. So you think you're going to miss it, and you get all in here, and then price pulls back. And then you say, oh my gosh, it's pulling back on me. But right there, I like to pepper my calls or my bids. In other words, my offers to bid for a call at that point in time. So I'll pepper out my orders all the way down. All right. Now this trade is broken when price action comes back through and erases all the green. Okay, see all the green right here? This would be the green. So I do, because we price move from this low up to this high. Okay, all right. So now price comes up over this, and that's my entry right there. So I start peppering orders all the way down. I just spread it out. Like if I want 10 contracts, I'll do 2 here, 2 here, 1 there, and just keep peppering them out, lower and lower. And you'd be surprised how many of those orders get filled as price reaches back up here for the second time, okay? Because we were up here on this location right here at this point in time. You'd be surprised how many of those orders get filled, because other players in the game or traders tend to think, oh, it's going down now, it's going against me, and they sell off, and only to find out it comes in and it's just a tail, and it winds up going up anyways. Okay, a lot of this give me the courage to buy is I have a few indicators that I use, and my favorite one is this PPO right here. Now I use this. I like to trade off a 10-minute chart, but the PPO, I like to follow it on the 15. Okay, so anytime I'm up over 0.5, 0.6, all right, it tells me I'm probably going to have a really good bullish day. And you can see here's our PPO right here on the 15-minute chart, okay? And I just put a 9 exponential moving average right there. Okay, so here's our PPO. Oh, as you can see, it's at 0.07 and higher. Now you can see today we got all the way up to 0.22. All right, now we're getting the pullback. I kind of thought that was coming. RSI was telling. I'll share today's trade as well. But anyways, okay, this PPO gives me the courage to buy into this because I see this is up and I see my MACD was green. All right, that's what gives me the courage to buy into it on the 15. All right, as well as my RSIs pointed up. These are just indicators. I don't use just one indicator, okay? I use a couple of them, and I rarely use them, okay? But it's in instances like this where basically we were in a downtrend, okay? You can see price was coming down. We were in a 2-hour downtrend. Now price bounced, okay? And the question is we're back up at this high, and we have to make a higher high, okay? We did a double bottom, okay? Double bottom would be right here. There's bottom 2, and there's bottom 1. So this is our double bottom right there. And you can see price flies back up, okay? The next morning we gap up, and we're trading right at that peak between the two valleys. Here's your two valleys, okay? Here's Valley 1. All right, and then here's Valley 2. Okay, so we're trading right there at that peak. And the question is, do you really want to buy there? Okay, because this is resistance, right? And price was in a downtrend. All right, but we just bullish gapped up. So I like it that the bulls held the gap open and the bears failed right there. Okay, I like that. That gave me a little bit of courage to buy that because you never know if you're buying into resistance and it's not going to work, or if you're buying into a bear trap, you know, or a bull trap. In other words, you're a bull and all of a sudden the bears flip the switch on you, and next thing you know, price is back down here. Okay, so I like to use multiple different clues to help me stay in or initiate a trade. And one of them is, in this instance, it was nice to see the PPO up over 0.06. All right, that was really nice. All right, in addition to bears failing to fill the gap right through there. All right, and you know you're coming into this. This is going to be a speed bump. See this anchored VWAP right there? You know that's going to play into what you're doing. So you see that and you're like, it's probably going to roll over here, right? That would be the normal thing for it to do if the bears are in control, but they weren't. All right, so I'm looking at the tails down here, and I'm looking at the fact that the bulls gapped up and the bears failed to fill it. And then we get this igniting box right here. See, two candles come right over the top of those wicks. This looked like a brick, all right? But it was the brick. Usually a brick lasts for like 5 or 6, 7 candles, okay? But this brick on the 10-minute chart lasted much longer. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles, okay? So if they don't give up after 5, 6 candles and start heading lower, then I know they're determined to move higher. And also having that PPO and the MACD, all right, right here. And in addition to that, the RSI pointed up throughout that. See how pointed up? I've got a slant on the RSI. Let me just connect it up here so you can see. All right, see how we have a slant? Let's just say before this candle right here, okay, slanted up. So we get RSI is increasing incrementally through there. That's what gives me the courage to take this trade as price comes up over this brick of bearishness right here, where price, we held it up here, but the bulls finally broke through and broke out. And that's what we wanted to see, is price break away from VWAP and start to run. And it wound up being almost a trend day in character, all right? But you can see we had a sell-off at the end of the day. Most trend days kind of like run up until 3:30, and this one kind of did. But this one, they didn't take it into the close. They would have seen like a rally into the close. You can see all we got was one 10-minute candle right there. Now today's another day. Again, I put in the line for my pivot right here. So I've already got a 10-minute uptrend with a pullback. All I need is a 10-minute candle to buy into for today. All right, so I'm looking at today's price action. All right, and this is my favorite, the SPY, is one I trade. And I look for, I like to buy my puts or calls almost, $2 to $5 out of the money, because it just makes them cheaper. In addition, you're buying Friday options and you're on a Monday, those options aren't cheap either, okay? Because you've got 3 to 5 days. You got 5 days to work through those options, and they're going to decay through that time. But I like the Friday options because they have more open interest, and the bid-ask spread isn't so wide most of the time. Okay, so today's options, all right, is I was holding some 4 DTEs. That would be options that expire this Friday, and then next Friday would be the 11 DTEs. Okay, so I bought some 600. All right, because price was right here at about $5.97, and I said $2 to $5 out of the money. All right, and if they're calls, that means they're going to be higher. All right, so I bought the 600 strike calls, all right, that were 11 DTEs, because I don't know where this is going to stop. They very well may fill gap. I'd like to see them consolidate. Now, if you look, they're coming into this downtrend line right through here, and all I did was string the tops of these together. Okay, just string this top and this top and this top. Okay, then we've also got a lot of stuff all in this one location. Okay, we've got the all-time high anchored VWAP, which is this pink line. I'll turn it blue so you can see it a little bit better. Let's see if we can turn it blue like that. Okay, so there's our all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the blue one. All right, got this downtrend line, and all I'm doing is stringing the tops together, and you see they went through it. In the pre-market, they were spiking it. All right, but and you can see in here, all right, they're passing through, and then we also have this open bearish gap. All right, now if the bulls fill that bearish gap, that's very bullish, right? Okay, so, but right now we're up, and in addition to all of that, if that's not enough, we got the whole number 600 also, okay? So we got a lot of events right in this location, all right? And because of that, that's where I took my profit, is between 599.40 and 600. All right, so I bought the 600 calls. Now I didn't make a whole lot, all right, but I didn't get filled on a whole lot either. But what also gave me the courage again this morning was, okay, gapping up. Usually a big gap like that, you'll have some pullback. That was a big gap and go right there. Again, a repeat performance of Friday, PPO. Up over 0.06 again. See that? 0.07, 0.08. and all the way up there, gave me the courage again to hold my calls up until the 600 number right up there. And the reason I got out was because on the 5 minute, okay, I'm getting some divergence right here. You can see I've got some divergence right. Take that off right here. See, they got a high there and divergence is pointed, kind of pointed down there. All right. Price is going up, but divergence, the RSI is pointing down. Now, I've seen this happen multiple times, okay, that price action continues to rise higher, even though the 5 minute RSI divergence is bearish, okay? I've seen it move up like another $1 sometimes. So that's when I told traders in the room, like, that's probably going to be my profit zone right there between 599.40 and 600. I will be taking profits. So just want to see how close we got. So we got up to 599.70 on that candle. This one 66. This one 70 as well. So far, that's the high of the day, 599.70. All right, so that's where I saw this bearish divergence, and I said that's where I'm going to take my profit. At that time, we were down here at 598.50, 590, almost 599. All right, so I said I don't want to have to go through a pullback. So in response to this, what I observed on the 5 minute, I took my profit on that. Now, we do this every day in the room. Now, for today, I think I strung together, here it is, right here. I put together, this was a $550 trade right there. All right, that's not easy to hang on to a trade, okay, that happens to just melt up. You see how that, there's not very much space between the 3 and the 8 right there. That's a difficult trade to hold on to. All right, because every little candle feels like it's going to roll over on you. Every little candle. Oh, there's a red one, it's going to roll over on me. All right, because you've seen it. We've all had it happen to us over and over and over. But you can see right there, that's what makes it difficult. And for me, it was the RSI told me, I'm getting out at this location. We'll see. So we'll see what happens. All right, they may come back to VWAP. I would expect them to come back here and test the all-time high anchored VWAP, which is the blue. See the light blue, the baby light blue line. I would expect them to probably come back and test that, as well as VWAP. All right, but it was doing the right stuff again. Okay, we want to see price run and move and fade away from VWAP, and you see how price action, the lows just kept getting higher and higher and higher. That's the clue. That's what we want to find. All right, when price action just hangs out at VWAP, good chance it's going to be a consolidation day, and more than likely going to be a chop day. All right. So somebody asked me a question. Hey, John, do you expect SPY to go back to the pink line? Yeah, the blue. It was pink probably before you wrote that, or while you wrote that, and then I changed it to blue. Yes, I kind of do. I do expect it to test that. Maybe even spike it. They always love to come down and spike the low of day by about 10 cents. I don't know why, but they just love to play games, and I think it will come back down to this area here, 596. You can see we're already dipping in. You can see the RSI is pointing down now on the 5. We'll see how low they want to go. All right, it's kind of rolling over. We'll see. But I feel good, like I got out at the right spot. Right between 540 and 600 right there. Cassie, yeah, you're welcome. My VWAP is regular. So is my anchored VWAP. I don't offset either one of them by any increment at all. Yeah, they're both regular. All right, so now let's back out of this. Let's go take a look at what I prepared for the day. All right, so you can see what I had prepared and how it really became irrelevant, but it was relevant. All right, so I had prepared what I call is the morning game plan. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up the photo of the morning game plan and see if I can drag that out here. SPY game plan. I got it here somewhere. SPY game plan. There it is. All right. So this is this morning's game plan. All right. And you can see my pivot 589.80, right? 589.80. And this is before, this is all post market right here. This is post market from Friday. All right? And this is pre-market from Monday. Right there. Okay, post-market, pre-market. Okay, so trash that out. So now I'm going to go, you can see, I want to see red erase green. So the red would have been, for me, the red is this pullback. Okay, so from that high down to that low. So if green erases red, see, 592.65, that's my bullish entry. Now you can see we went well past my bullish entry. But I needed a solid 10-minute candle to buy into this morning. And of course, I got it. And that's what I bought into. All right, this morning. That's not the candle. That's a pre-market candle. Okay? But I got it this morning because we gapped up. All right, so that would be my green erases red. All right, as long as it's a solid, you got a 10-minute uptrend. See the 10-minute uptrend, and it has a pullback, and then it continues the next day. All right, this is the pre-market, but you'll see it right here. Okay, I'm going to dip this down. There's your 10-minute uptrend rate. Right there. See how it continues? Right there. So the first candle was a doji. Well, actually it was a topping tail. Okay, so if I see more wick than body and tail, that's a no-go for me. I gotta have rules, because if I don't have rules, I will lose money. And it's really easy to lose money. So I gotta have a set of rules to help me survive as a trader. Okay, so one of them is this 5-minute RSI that I just came up with. Actually picked it up from a guy called Trader X. Okay, so on that, all right, so I picked that up from him. All right, I was when to get out. All right, so, and I gotta have rules, so I want to get in. All right. But I can't have a candle that has more wick than body and tail, because that means that the bears dominated that 10-minute segment. And who's to say they don't capture momentum and take me down on the next candle, right? So I have to wait. And then here's my candle. See how it's solid green right there? So now I can take that candle. All right, I can buy into that candle. With the understanding we gapped up so high, I wanted a pullback down here. And because I didn't get the pullback, I was only able to capture about 8 to 9 contracts at most. All right, now typically I like to get about 15 to 20. All right. But because all I could do is buy them in 1s and 2s, and I never got a pullback. All right. So I was unable to get a decent fill. So all I got was 8 on this one. And that's the way it happens sometimes. But hey, I'm walking away with, you saw it, with 500 right here, as opposed to a big fat 0 or a big loss. All right. So I'm walking away with 500, but I stuck to my rules and I stick to my plan. And that's why I wanted to open this segment with, this year is the year I want you to concentrate on money management and trade management. All right. So that you're going to be here the next 10 years, the next 5 years, the next 20 years. All right. Concentrate on that part of your trading, and you're never going to get away from it. You're never going to escape it. It's going to be, you can only get better at it. All right. So that's why it is what it is. That's why I only got 564 for today. It's not a normal day for me. Normally I like to get 2 or 3 grand, but 564 is good. Yeah, thanks, Ed. Yeah, thank you so much, Ed. Look at that. Ed builds the scans for you. It's just awesome. It's that tool that he had, the live trading alerts, the scanner, is beautiful. Anyways, back to where we are. I bought that candle because I had a bullish gap. Okay, I had 2 or 3 things going. Okay, we had a 2-hour uptrend. Okay, we had the PPO. All right, got multiple things to help me secure confidence in entering this trade right up here. And bear in mind, I'm looking at a downtrend line, an open gap, an all-time high anchored VWAP, the whole 600 number thing. I'm looking at all of it, all right? And I'm saying, like, there's got to be a way to make some money off of this, all right? And that's the way. I just, bought the 600 calls, and because of this and a few other clues, helped me with the courage to get in to a trade to take us up to 600. All right, so that's buy. So again, here's my morning game plan. All right, and I share it with everybody every day. All right, if you don't know, it's in my room, and if you're not a member of my room, oh my gosh, I think $7 gets you a trial to my room in the BYOB room. All right, I mean, I'll be surprised if you don't make $7 in my room. I mean, it'd be like really news to me. And then on top of all of that, let me just say that I do free 15-minute coaching. All right. So if you're not making money, I mean, I'm here to help you turn your trading around. That's all I want, is for you to find success. And like for me, there's nothing more rewarding than helping somebody find success. Whether it's working with a computer or working with a shovel or working with a fillet knife. I've been a meat manager. I've been a contractor. I've been a trader. I've been an insurance inspector. I've been a cook. All right. So, there's nothing more rewarding than helping others find success. And for me, if you're not finding success, and even if you're just a trial member, I am here to help you. I want you to find success in my room. All right. I want you to find success no matter where you go. All right. Even if you wind up in Rick's room or Doug's room or anybody's room like that. Okay. I want you to find success. Doesn't matter. All right. Just understand that it came from here first. All right. And so there's my game plan, and I start each day out with a game plan. I even had a QQQ game plan if you like playing with the Qs instead. All right, so let me pull up the QQQ game plan, which is, it's got to be here somewhere because I know it's here. There it is. And QQQ game plan. Same thing. All right. Same thing. All right. Green erases red. So this is the red right there. All right. All of that is the red. If the green erases it and they give you a good candle to open, you don't want to buy a red candle. All right. The reason you don't want to buy a red candle is because the bears are operating in that candle. And now they're operating so well that they're dominating the price action in that candle. So you don't want to buy a red candle. You don't want to buy a candle that says pause. All right. So that would be like a doji. All right. Or a rest. All right. You want to buy a candle that says it's bullish and the bulls are stepping in and they're ready to run away from VWAP. That's the candle you want to buy into if you're going to buy calls. Now, if you want to sell, all right, you want a candle that the bears are operating in. So what it would have been price action where the bears erase green. Okay, so let's talk about that scenario just for a minute because it's something I do every day as well. Okay, so if price got all the way up here, okay, in the pre-market, okay, this would have been all of the green right down to there, okay? So if price erased all that green, that would have been my bearish entry underneath there. Now, I probably would have found one a lot earlier to come in and fill gap, but I would have needed to see a clue in order to see that happen. In other words, they would have to break low of day by one or two candles, not just spike it, and then I could have easily seen them come down and fill gap. All right, so that would be the QQQ game plan. And I did this for SPY and for QQQ. All right, so most of the day, this is my game plan. And let me just say, in the BYOB Trading Room, we trade my game plan. Most of the time, that's what it all amounts to. We come up with a game plan and we trade the plan. And it works. It works day after day after day. All you do is just trade the plan. The days that it doesn't work are the choppy days, okay? And those are hard to identify. Again, you want to see price run away from VWAP. If you're not getting that, you're probably going to make it's a good clue that you're probably going to wind up with a chop day. In a chop day, you probably just want to take quick profits and probably call it the end of the day at about 12 or 12:30. There's really no sense because all it does is move back and forth over VWAP and back and forth over the 8 EMA. All right, I use the same moving averages as Rick and Doug. I use the 3 and the 8, all right? But I use one more. I use VWAP. And then I use the 17. I put it in the green dots just like the trendicator right there. Trendinator, whatever you call it. 17 EMA. All right, guys, any questions? Any questions today on anything? You want to see the 5 plus 5? Hey, let's go take a look at the 5 plus 5. Because it's way more than 5 plus 5, so I've heard. So let's take a look at it. All right. So how do I derive my fives? All right. So let's talk about the 5 plus 5. I got it here somewhere. Right there. All right, so these are stocks that I find to be bullish. So I'm just gonna reduce that just for a minute because we don't need it that big. Doesn't want to let me catch the corner. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, let's put this over here. All right, let's take this, put it up here. So how can you make money with the 5 plus 5? All right, let's talk about that for a minute, because this is something I share every day as well. So we got ALAB. Okay, on the daily chart, let's look at it. That's a pretty nice chart. That's a nice uptrend, and that's a bull right there. Okay, this is another one. See price pull back to the 17 or the 8. Look for the bulls to step in. Okay, it goes up, pulls back. All right, you got the pullback. You take your quad lines. Okay, you start from the top to the bottom. Price gets over the midpoint right here. Okay, and there's an igniting candle to move to the upside right there. Or you can just trade it the same way as you can trade it over the midpoint. Or let's just say red erases green, okay? Or, excuse me, green erases red right here. Okay, so here's the red, right, in the box. Let's do the box again. Okay, here's the red right there. Green erases red. Okay, so now you want a good candle, all right, that comes in right over the top of that red candle right there. So there's one right there. Okay, so there's an entry there. Green erases red again. Okay, so where's the red? Right here. I don't count the wicks. All right, so there's the red again right there. Okay, where does green come in again? All right, so right here, green erases red. See where your entries are? Green erases red. It goes up, has another pullback. Okay, so you got another pullback. There's your red. I don't count the wicks. Okay, so there's your red. All right, there's your green candle right there. Right there. Green erases red again. And you can just keep doing this all the way up. Okay, when you get far away from the 3 EMA, take a little profit and then reload back at the 3 and the 8 right through there. There's a way to take care of that and play these ALAB, or the 5 bulls and 5 bears. And there's way more than 5 bulls and 5 bears. Nice uptrend going there. Let's take another look. PLTR. Okay, there's a nice uptrend going on there. A little climactic right there, though. Okay, I don't know if I trust this one today. All right, you got a bearish engulfing today. But you can see right there, green erases red. Green erases right after consolidation. Green erases red. There's your entry right here. This is on a daily chart. Okay, price goes up. Green erases red. There's your entry right there. And this one probably would stop you out. Maybe not, because I can see that wick right down there. Okay, green erases red again. We gap up. Right there's your entry. See how easy this is? Green erases red right there. There's your entry. Green erases red right there. There's your entry. See that? Green erases red. There's your entry. You just stay in it. Okay? That's one. Let's try another one. ACHR. Okay. Look at all the ones Ed gives you. Ed's got a bunch down there. Let me pull one of those up. Bull AVWAP Hustle. Val. Let's go take a look at Val. All right. All right. This is the bull, and I'm sure Ed set this up on the 10-minute. There it is. Okay, there it is right there on the 10-minute. Can't buy this candle, but you can buy this one right there. Where do you put your anchored VWAP? On the prior day's open, and I'm not sure if it's this one or that one. Let me check it first. That's 13940. That's 520. That's 12. That's 13 right there. Okay, put your anchored VWAP on that one. Okay, you got a 10-minute uptrend over the anchored VWAP. Can't buy the first candle because it's nothing but wick there. Okay, you don't want to get burned. But the second candle you can buy. After they test and fail and come back up over, there's your entry right there. And take out that wick right here. And you can trade that up to, well, you can just take profit as price gets away from the 3. So there's Val. There's a nice one right there. Thanks, Ed. Let's take another one. All right. Try one more. DLTR. Okay, I think DLTR is on a nice daily uptrend as well. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, higher low. This is somebody's higher low. And look at this. I'm on the daily chart. Okay. Here's the red. Right there. Okay. And here you got price coming in, taking out the red right here. A little steep pullback there. All right, bearish engulfing. That's a little scary on that one, but you still got that daily uptrend just hanging on there. Okay. So now we go down to the daily chart. Dig into the 10-minute. All right. Right there, put our anchored VWAP in. Okay, on the first candle right here. Okay, 10-minute uptrend over the prior day's anchored VWAP. Okay, first candle up, big green candle, gapping up over all of this, running away from VWAP right there. Okay, so there's your entry right there. Now you probably won't get it till it's up here. All right, because you need it to close. All right, good chance it's not all the way up here. All right, you got to wait for it to close on that 10-minute. But you're in here, and if you're in this 10-minute trend, you're still in it. All right, from 75 up to 77. Okay, so there's DLTR. Nice $2 pop right there. And you can trade that with either options or shares. Shares are going to be expensive, but options are not. Again, and you want to look for Friday options, something like this. It's not an index. I would definitely go out about 45 days, 30 days, all right, with a Friday option, okay, to trade something like this. Especially if I was going to swing trade it. All right, so there's 2 of them right there. And then he's got a bear VWAP hustle as well. I just found this room. Could you briefly explain the VWAP hustle? Yeah, sure. Okay, so I plant the anchored VWAP, which is right up here. Okay. Take this, and I plant it on the prior day's opening candle. Okay. If I have a 10-minute uptrend over the prior day's opening candle VWAP, All right, I want to look for a bullish entry, all right, with a green candle, all right. Now, it helps if they're also in a daily uptrend at the same time, okay, which, all right, the ideal thing, Fido, is to find something that has a daily uptrend and also has a 2-hour uptrend, okay, and then you look for the 10-minute uptrend inside it. That's the ideal thing. But you can have a daily uptrend and then find the 10-minute uptrend inside it, okay? Ideally, it's better to find the daily with the 2-hour and then the 10-minute. But you can do this. You'll find these just as well. As you can see, I took some trades on the indexes that were in a 2-hour downtrend, but price was moving up rapidly. Okay, so I put the anchored VWAP on the prior day's opening candle. If I have a 10-minute uptrend, all right, and the candle is not a doji and it's not a topping wick candle, it's a nice solid run away from VWAP candle, then I can buy into it, and then I can stay in that 10-minute uptrend until the trade closes, okay? In other words, until the 3 crosses back over the 8, or I reach a target, or I reach a goal. Okay, so if you got in this at 75.50 and you actually captured $1.50 off of it, that would be a decent goal right there. How do you calculate your pivot for SPY? I find the common ground for both of them, all right, on the prior day. All right, so for SPY, okay, remember I'm only dealing with this day, okay, right here, right there. Okay, that's it. I'm looking at the prior days, and price is telling me that this is an important number. Why? Because price goes up to it. See how it goes up to this area? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then it passes through and it comes back and it checks that area. Okay, so that becomes my pivot. Okay, sometimes I have to use 2 days price action to calculate my pivot, sometimes. All right, but this one was easy because I can see them going up multiple times, testing and trying to break through that area, and then once they got through, they tested it on the back side or the top side, and then price from there did a nice run away from VWAP right there. So that becomes my pivot right there. All right. Hey, any questions? Anybody having trouble taking a $7 trial? Because I will help you. Okay. All right. I will convince you in the next 10 minutes to take a $7 trial, which I will point out everything that you're missing if you don't take one. All right. All right. Any questions? Well, John, your rules. All right. Okay. You're getting some questions now. I love it. Okay, Rossini. John, your rules take the consideration gaps. I'm not comfortable entering after a gap. I understand that. I do understand that. Are you more, let me ask you a question. Are you more comfortable with a pullback? Yes. Okay, I understand that. Now, you heard me, right, when I said I normally take 15 to 20 contracts, but I could only take a few, right? You remember that when I said that? You know why? Because I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I'm not comfortable taking 15 or 20 to have it pull back on me. All right? I would have preferred a pullback, all right, and then to see the bulls or green erase red on that pullback, but I never got it, okay? And hence, that's all I got was 8 contracts, all right? And that's why I only made 500, okay? I'm comfortable easing in one here, and one here, but I'm not comfortable unless I see a pullback and I want to see bulls step in and erase it. So I got no problem with that. And in my rules, I said I got to have some rules. I can't buy a topping wick candle. I can't buy a red candle because the bears are operating in that candle. All right. Can't buy a topping wick because the bears are operating. All right. Can't buy a doji because we don't even know who's operating inside the doji. All right. No matter what color it is, red or green. All right. So I can only buy a strong bullish candle. And that's why I bought into. But again, I don't like to enter with everything all at once. So I like to pepper it out. So I got 1 or 2, and I never got a pullback to get filled for the others. So each time I saw green erase red, I added 1. And then 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 I said, you know what? Okay, I can see the RSI is rolling over. Okay, got this from my good friend at Trader X. All right, on the 5 minute. All right, he said you got some bearish divergence here. All right, and I said, and I've seen it go another $1 past the bearish divergence. So in other words, this was showing up back here while price was going up. Okay, so I've seen it go $1 more. So I said, hey traders, I'm going to take my profit between $599.40 and $600, just telling you now. Okay? So, yeah, I totally get it because there's no green erasing red, right? I mean, they've gone way too far for you. And hence, that's the whole reason I only got a $500 day for today because of that. Yeah. You mentioned thriller trade. Can I explain that one? Yes. Thriller trade is when you've got bullish momentum going into the day, all right? And it's bull, all right, all day long. And then all of a sudden they give you a little pullback, just a little pullback. And you know like they're not done yet because they bounce off of something important. And you can see a target overhead, and it might be like the 600 number, all right? And you can see that on the thriller trade at the end of the day, you're looking for, on those 3 and 5 minute candles, you're looking for price to show you higher lows on each candle. In other words, you want to see your RSI bullish, and you want to see your candles start making higher lows. All right? And that is the thriller trade. And you're going to look for price to go into the target. Like for this, it would be 600 and the gap fill. Those would be my targets. Which is a nice trade down here at 598. Okay? 600 at 598 is a nice trade. It's a $2 trade. And then gap fill is 601.32, I think. Pretty sure 34, 601.34. So there's gap fill. So that's like a $3 trade there. Yeah, it's always at the end of the day. Yeah, it's that bullish flurry of, price action where they just come in at the end of the day and just snap up the pullback, okay? In other words, they just snap it all up. And more, because they know they're going higher. They're just eager to get some now because they know they're going higher tomorrow. Okay? In other words, you can see that the target wasn't hit. The day was gapped bullish and the bears never tested the gap or they never filled the gap. And you can see this just like bullishness written all over the whole day. And that's the kind of day you kind of want to play for. Look for the thriller trade. Actually, this would have been a great thriller trade. But it was a Friday, okay? And Fridays are tough because they like to a lot of options expire on Friday. So you'll find that they'll pin it somewhere because it gives them optimum pain on whoever's holding the contract. Okay? For them, they're comfortable with pinning it to that place because these contracts are going to expire with no profit or little profit, and then the ones over here, these puts are going to expire with little profit or no profit or negative or a loss. So on Friday is a tough day because you got a lot of options expiring. You got not only you get the daily options expiring, but you get the weekly and the monthly. All right. So what happens then on Friday is you find them pinning it. And Friday would have been a great day for the thriller trade. See this. All right. But the problem is it was a Friday and they like to pin it so they cause optimum pain or maximum pain to whoever's holding the contracts left. All right. In other words, there's probably a lot of calls. All right. So it's probably easier to just pin it right here. All right. That way the calls don't make a lot of money. The puts don't make a lot of money. Everybody just like barely gets out at break even after everything is decayed. All right. So it's the end of the day trade. This Friday would have been ideal for it, except that it was a Friday and a lot of options expire Friday. Does that make sense? All right, traders, that's it for me. All right. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. All right. Check out this live trading alerts. See this? This is Ed's worksheet. I mean, those right up here. Okay. It gets you set up. All you got to do right here. Okay. All you got to do is take my 5 plus 5 and put it in the bull AVWAP hustle as a universe. All right, for the bull AVWAP hustle, and put one in for the bear AVWAP hustle. Right there. You can even put your indexes in here as well. All right, you can just trade the indexes. I think he can do that where all he does is do USO and UNG. That's oil. He can do SLV and GLD, that's silver and gold. And then he can do all 4 indexes. You got the IWM, the Russell 2000, and the Diamond Dow, which is, the Dow Jones, 30. And then you got the NASDAQ 100. And then you got the S&P 500. Okay? So he can set it up. And he can help you set up your universe too. All right? All right, that's it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something. All right? I hope I was able to help you today. All right? That would be awesome. And it'd be awesome if I gave you a new strategy and you loved it and you tried it and it worked. That would be great too. All right, but you're not going to learn. You'll learn the most if you're in the BYOB Trading Room. I gotta put that in there. All right. That way you can ask me all the questions. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Ed. All right, guys. Let's go back to our respective rooms. Okay, you can hang out. All right, and then we'll touch base again. I'll probably be having an open house eventually.